When we send our kids to school, we expect they'll be looked after and kept safe. That wasn't the case for 13-year-old Toby, who has autism. He was assaulted by his teaching assistant in the playground. We're about to show you some footage of the incident now. It is something you might find upsetting. As you can just about make out on here, Toby was pushed around and kicked. But if it wasn't for this CCTV, there would be no record of the abuse. Well, earlier today, Toby's mother, Charlotte, and Emma Dalmayne from the charity Autistic Inclusive Meets delivered a petition to number 10. They want to make CCTV mandatory in all special education schools. Well, the pair joined us in the studio a bit earlier, and I asked Charlotte how she found out about that attack.
I picked Toby up from school, and then when I got home, I had a call from the head teacher explaining that Toby had been harmed by a member of staff. At that point, I was not allowed to know what had happened, but I did need to body map him and just photograph his injuries and certain behaviours, such as he pulled out chunks of his hair and things like that, which are strong markers for anxiety, that he'd not had a good day, that something bad had happened. And then I saw the head teacher the next day at school, and she explained to me that because it was going forward for prosecution, I was not allowed to know exactly what had happened until afterwards. But I did know that it was serious because I knew that if it was prosecuted, it would go to a Crown Court.
Yes.
So we sort of like fast forward a year, then that's the first time I saw the CCTV was in court.
So, I mean, it is distressing to watch, isn't it? But, I mean, thank goodness it existed. Absolutely,
because Toby couldn't have told me what had happened to him. He couldn't have told anyone.
And we're going to just see some of it here. I know you've seen it lots of times. Should say the attacker, William Clifford, was given a suspended prison sentence, wasn't he? After pleading guilty to child cruelty. I mean, so this footage led to that conviction, and, you know, one would hope that other schools could have cameras. That's the argument, isn't it?
Well, I would certainly hope so, yes, because this is CCTV that was caught by chance. And it's horrifying. And unfortunately, you know, where there is vulnerability, there will always be predators. You can have a million good people in one room. It only takes one bad apple and they'll get to the vulnerable. That's just a sad fact of life. So for me, I am of the strong opinion that any child or adult in a setting where they're caring for vulnerable children or adults, particularly those who have difficulties communicating, should be covered by CCTV, that the CCTV should be retained for 12 months. And if an incident like this happens, it should be gone back over to see if they harmed any of the other children or other people in that environment, because we don't know. These children can't go home and tell their mums and dads, so anything else he did, he actually had quite a long career in care, and anything else he did over those years, he'd clearly gotten away with the whole time.
And Emma, just tell us how you got involved with this and, you know, specifically what you would like to see in schools.
I was actually contacted on TikTok by Charlotte's friend. She'd seen a lot of the campaigning that my organisation does. And I contacted Charlotte and asked her if she had a petition going, you know, for CCTV in SEND schools, and she didn't. So we made one. Yeah. And I think it should be mandatory, that CCTV.
So schools would have some CCTV for security reasons, but this is
Yeah, we need it in corridors. We need it everywhere but bathrooms, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what is the resistance to this, as far as you know?
You get teachers saying that they need their own privacy, but why, if you're teaching vulnerable children, if you're teaching children in general, what do you need privacy over? Why not be transparent and show your teaching method, show the care that the children are getting? Because parents want to know.
Absolutely.
And this is why you've gone to number 10 today.
Yes.
Is government receptive to this, do you think?
I hope so. I mean, we can just keep pushing and pushing.
To see, yeah.
They should be. I mean, why wouldn't they be? That's the thing.
The change has to happen because this keeps happening over and over again in this country. And I mean, they said incidents like this are rare. They can't possibly know that. They're not rare at all. They're just not often discovered, sadly.
We have had so many reports of children and their parents coming to my organisation, AIM, and saying to us, you know, that their child has been restrained, dragged. You have to sign a form in a SEND school for restraint. You have to give permission for it, you know, and a lot of the time the permission isn't gained. And then there's certain safe ways of restraint And that's only to be done if a child is in danger of hurting themselves or others. But this was straight out assault. This wasn't restraint. This was
this
a
was
prolonged, vicious attack.
Just quickly, Charlotte, just before we go, how is Toby doing at the moment?
He's agoraphobic. He's afraid of any unfamiliar white male. He's back at school. They've worked really hard to get him back in, which I'm very grateful for. And we're slowly moving forwards, but he's very heavily affected by what happened to him, and unfortunately it's going to be a long road back for him.
Send him our best from all of us.
Thank you.
Charlotte, Emma, thank you so much for that, and good to hear from you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.